Okay, today we are going to go through Göreme and depending on my mood, maybe Uçhisar as well. And it's raining, so you will have a chance to see how it looks when it is raining. Now we are going to go through the Avanos section directly to the Göreme with the new road, and then we will see what happens. Okay, have fun. Okay, so this road is going to take us to the Love Valley first, and after that we are going to make a right towards Göreme. Meanwhile, I also made some upgrades to the software as well, so the video should be smoother now compared to the last one that I made. Today it's raining, but it's not as heavy as I expected it to be. I was expecting a little bit more, actually, more like a stormy weather, but it is not like that. Maybe tomorrow we will have more thunderstorm style rain, but today it's just raining, it's nothing drastic. So this gives you a chance to see how the Cappadocia region looks when it is raining. So this is Love Valley entrance. We just passed it, it was on our right. And we are going towards the road between Çavuşin and Göreme. If we make a left at the end, it will take us to Çavuşin, but instead of making a left, we are going to make a right, and that will take us to Göreme. Göreme is one of the most popular places around here. That's an interesting looking rock formation. This is the intersection I was mentioning. Now we are going to make a right towards Göreme. rain, the flowers are beautiful. Now, I don't know how many, but Göreme has so many actually hotels. It's one of the most crowded area for small hotels in Cappadocia. And it's great for tourists. There are lots of attractions. The open air Göreme Museum is one of the most complex museums here. It's really nice, but it says that you need to walk. If you have no walking problems, then it's perfect. But there are so many places in Cappadocia where you can see monasteries, churches, rock formations. You don't need to limit yourself to a single location like Göreme. But obviously it's a nice place. And what I'm thinking is maybe I will drive from here all the way up to Uçhisar. Then you can see that road as well because it has some beautiful scenes. Come on, ladies, you can pass, of course. I'm a gentleman. Okay, this is Göreme. As you can see, left and right, there are lots of restaurants, small shops, small hotels. Unfortunately, yeah, it is raining, so you are not seeing it exactly as lively as it is generally. But this is also an opportunity to see it in a different light. So generally, Göreme is busy with tourists all the time. It's the, I would say, the most crowded tourist location in Cappadocia. And that's why the number of cars, the number of restaurants, the hotels and everything. But if I were you, I would stay somewhere outside of the crowded areas. That way you can actually get a better feeling. You can always come to the crowded areas later on, just to walk and see around. But as I said, there are many places around here which are actually really nice. So you don't have to limit yourself to the most well-known places. Generally, in the touristic locations, the less known places are going to be better because they are not going to be as busy. You are not going to be hassled by the shop people who are trying to sell you something. Of course, I mean, people like different things. I personally like to see the nature and the history myself. I don't like to be disturbed while I'm exploring. So I would prefer to go to a less known area compared to the busiest areas. My little old car does not like the steep hills, unfortunately. But it's still going. It's 36 years old. I don't know how many other owners it had before me, but this was the only thing that I can afford, so, and we have a good relationship with it. Now, as you can see, we are getting outside of Göreme. This is the road between Göreme and Uçhisar. Hisar means castle in Turkish, and Uç means the far point. So Uçhisar technically means the far point castle. And the castle is directly ahead of us on top of that hill. Of course it is carved into the rock, as everything else in this region. So I hope you enjoy these kind of movies that I am making, and if you really like it, leave a comment, and if you want the application, it's available for free. I will send you the link in the comments as well, so you can download it and use your own Android phone on your travels to record videos. Of course, you don't have to do it when you're driving. You can actually do it stationary when you're looking at something as well. It also has, I think, a use for that too. And you can turn off the part that records your face if you like. But I think it's a good idea to be able to show your face, other things to people. And the map is a good idea, the information panel is a good idea. As you can see, we are seeing many rock formations, and there are doors because people used to live in them. An interesting area. So this is a hill we are going up towards Uçhisar. There are a lot of nice hotels and restaurants around here. I recommend you to go to Uçhisar compared to Göreme because the view is better. It is higher elevation than Göreme, so you can see more actually. So what I'm going to do is, instead of taking the larger highway, I'm going to get inside Uçhisar, drive through Uçhisar, and then show you a little bit of the surrounding. Okay, now we are getting into Uçhisar. This is the center of the municipality. There we go. This is where the restaurants are. Some small shops, as you can see, left and right. Let's see if we can get towards the castle. In the old days you could, so I wonder if it is still the same. looks like it is the same. So we go through here, and directly ahead of us is the castle itself. Okay, they closed that road for some reason, so I guess this is as far as we can go now. You used to be able to get closer to the castle itself in the past, but looks like not anymore, and there is no entry directly from there. So let's not get into any trouble with anybody. So we will continue from here. Again, lots of small hotels and restaurants all around. Yeah, the car in front of us actually doesn't know where he wants to go. From the license plate, I can see that he is not from this region. He is from a city called Antalya in the southern part of Turkey. So finally we're past him so that we can continue without waiting too much on the road. Obviously they are not going to give us the right of the way, so we have to be careful. Since it is humid, it feels warm in the car. Okay, now we are on the way back to Göreme. So today what we have seen is Göreme and Uçhisar. Of course, it's always better to take the smaller streets to show you what's inside the city itself. Otherwise, you will be just seeing roads. I don't know how long today's video is going to be, but it's going to be pretty long. As you can see, we have the cave dwellings ahead of us, the castles from the old times. Nice restaurant here. By the way, the prices in Turkey for food is quite high. It is not as it was in the past. In the last 10 years, the prices went really up. It's not a cheap country anymore, unfortunately. Still, for daily life, like for example car repairs and things like that, it's cheaper than Europe and it's cheaper than United States. But for food, it was in the past incredibly affordable because this country used to have its own farming. now they import everything. It's not a good strategy, in my opinion. Every country should be as much as possible as self-sufficient, but globalization wants you to depend on other countries, other people. So I have no idea why, for example, Turkey is importing lentil from all the places from Canada. Why? People are talking about carbon footprint, and what's the point of having a ship cross the Atlantic and the Mediterranean and bring it all the way to Turkey just for lentil, where Turkey has so much areas for proper farming. It used to be a country which actually relied heavily on farming, not anymore though. Now it's mostly tourism. And even though it is great, I mean, I like tourism, of course. Having people discover new places is one of the best things you can do with your life, in my opinion. But I would still love to see this beautiful country be more self-sufficient instead of importing basic food from countries from far away. But what do I know? I'm just a simple book author with just more than 200 books published. So now we're getting back into Göreme. You can see the surrounding. Now, if I can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the narrower streets so you can see a little bit inside the town as well. Now what you see over there on the hill is not a new building. It's the scaffolding is for restoration. It's not a new hotel or anything. They wouldn't let anything like that happen here. One thing good about this region is they are very strict about new structures. So you cannot build strange things. Okay. So where do we go from here? I think the next street. So as you can see, this is the busy area of Göreme with small shops, small restaurants. Of course, people who do not know where they are going create small problems for the other drivers. Now you're going to make a left. Now these restaurants look really nice to me, but it's too expensive for my budget. Which is strange because 10 years ago I could have gone to any restaurant anywhere I want in Turkey and still be fine, but right now it's incredibly expensive. Even places, fast food places like McDonald's and Burger King, they are considered luxury eateries here because of the prices. I mean, for the same burger you might pay, I don't know, maybe $4 or $5 in the States, even though the prices also went up in the States as well. But here you end up paying like $10-15 at least. And the portions are smaller. is another strange thing. Okay, so we covered a lot of things today. We went all the way from the Abanos Road, all the way through the Love Valley to Göreme, all the way up to Uçhisar, up the hill. We have seen the castle of Uçhisar, and then we went back down to Göreme, and we went through the city section of Göreme, so I showed you a couple of places. Now there's so many things to show, of course, and this was just one place. So hopefully in the coming days I will show you more places in Cappadocia. But today we are ending our video here. Thank you for watching.